both of them. But before that, we've got Lee Ha-rim of the Republic of Korea. He goes up against Daniel Leutgeb of Austria. It's Lee in the white judogi, Leutgeb in blue. Did we mention Lee in the preview this morning? I'm not sure if we did, you know.
I think we briefly did. We mentioned his name, but we didn't go into any information about him at all. We just reeled off a couple of names, and Lee's name was brought into the equation, but nothing said about him, in all fairness, other than his name and the depth that we had in this weight category. And it was Neil that did it.
Was he one of the top eights? The top 8 seeds. I know he wasn't one of the top 4.
No, I don't think. No, he wasn't. He wasn't one of the. No.
There's only one more. No, he wasn't one of the top 8 seeds.
Biliev, we were talking about from IGF.
No, he wasn't one of the top 8.
No. But Neil had actually mentioned him. He had circled quite a few in this weight category. He got very excited, didn't he, about all those that were there.
Neil always circles about 50 of them, just in case. And then he keeps the sheet.
Hedges his bets.
He keeps the sheet for the end of the day to see, look, I've circled him, look.
Look at it. I knew he was going to do it. Where I've put my neck on the line there, and I've just said Mikidze and Nagayama final. That's what I want to see.
Yes, and we haven't seen either of those.
No,
they both had
do you know what? I'm so excited to see them, and I would love to see them in the final. I really would. Based on the background that they've both superb athletes with tremendous sort of results under their belt, but no world title or, well, in Kidze's situation, no world medal at all. None whatsoever.
Yes,
and it's hard to believe that when you're two times Olympic medalist, silver medalist and a bronze medal.
I think there may have been, I can't remember who it was now. There's another case of an athlete like that who had Olympic medals but no world medals.
Oh, Senagi there, nice.
And it's not as though they haven't sent him to World Championships. He's been a poor performer at World Championships. 5 times he's competed at World Championships. I think one
just
of those.
One of their bogeys, isn't it? An event they just can't seem to get over. Because it can't be down to not being seeded well, because they've obviously, with the track records they've got to be in the top seeds. Top 8 at least, I would have thought. Nagayama would have been in a top seed, and also Mikidze on quite a few occasions.
Well, Mikidze has an absolutely appalling record at World Championships. 5 times he's been out there, and he's never featured, not only on the podium, but not even a 5th or a 7th. So
just nothing.
You know, he gets knocked out in the rounds. Never gets to even the quarterfinal.
Who's his biggest? Has it been? Because you'll know this, with the World Championships. Who has he been defeated by? And is there a trend on who he's fought? Has he fought the same person, or has he fought someone like the Japanese that various athletes he's come across, and it's maybe just a nation that he just can't win against?
Well, he's only lost to the Japanese at World Championships once before.
Right, so it
that was
Japan.
Nakamura Takai, but that was last year.
Right.
So it's a recent loss. Lee wins out here, by the way, over Daniel Leutgeb. And then coming up next, Lee Ha-rim of the Republic of Korea goes up against Shirzad Davlatov of Kazakhstan. It's Lee in the white judogi, Davlatov in blue. Lee just looking that little bit more busy than his Kazakh opponent. Both athletes picking up penalties there, and a great deal taking place. Well, he didn't spot the danger, Davlatov. He was dealing with one attack, and that was the top half, fighting off the possible Seoinage, but it never really developed. It was the Kojigake that he failed to deal with, and that was what brought him down onto his side for Wazari. Lee has picked up a cut lip, so he's gone off to have some attention. Davlatov it is who will have to wait for Lee to return before we get back underway. Just on, well, 49 seconds left on the clock. It's not been the most attractive of contests. 4 Shidos have been shared out, but it's Lee who leads by Wazari. Wang Hee-tae is the coach in the chair for Lee. Wouldn't be too long. Didn't look like anything too serious. Hopefully Lee Hao-rim will make his way back to the mat very shortly. Here is Lee. So it wasn't too long. It wasn't to the lip, it was to the forehead, and that bandaging didn't hold up, did it? Oh. It was unfortunate from Davlatov. As though he caught Lee in the face with his right knee. Huang wasn't best pleased with what he saw. But it won't matter now. Lee, it is, who takes his place in the next round. The IJF, he goes up against Lee Harim of the Republic of Korea. It's Bliev in the white judogi, Lee in blue.
Well, we spoke about Bliev, didn't we, earlier on this morning, and one to watch, one that could be a real contender here in this World Championships, and he's not doing too bad here. One more step into the quarterfinal would be quite nice for him. .28 years of age, so a lot of experience, European silver medalist. Tomanagi draws his opponent down, looks for the opportunity there in the Niwaza. Lee staying very tight down in the ground.
Oh, I remember what it was I was going to look up now.
You had a senior moment there.
Having said that everything was okay.
Well, one Shido on the board for Lee right now. 2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Still no major excitement coming from either one of these athletes. Couldn't really say one way or another how this is tipping. Bliev, you can feel that he's hunting for the big throw. Being a bit more assertive out there against his opponent.
4 of the 8 seeds in the under 60 kilo category have gone.
Oh, crikey. God.
And only one.
Oh, the mighty fall, though.
Only one of the women in the under 48 kilo category. They had a much better
well,
showing.
when we actually looked at that and we were talking about the 48s, the top seeds were very, very strong, weren't they? And they would, as like any world championship or any event, there's always that opportunity of taking down a top seed. But they're that far in front, aren't they? That they just shone out on the sheet. But when we were talking about the men, there was so many we could pick out and say, on a good day, it could be theirs.
But the funny thing about the men is it's 1, 3 and 4 that have gone.
The ones that we really thought that would take a title,
Yeah.
not medals,
1, 3
but
and 4
could win it.
have gone.
Yeah.
Garrigos, Makidze and Yang Yung-wei.
Well, that's gone my theory of thinking that Makidze and Nagayama would be in the final. Nagayama would be in the final.
Or Sardalashvili and Makidze. That one is also out the window. Nagayama, your pick.
Yeah, he's still in
But
there.
one of them is still in there.
Yeah.
Who's he got in the quarterfinal? Magzan Shamshadin of Kazakhstan. He put out Yoref Estrat and Francisco Garrigos, as well as David
Well, we've got
Terrao.
Bliev
It's is it Lee that's just scored on him? No,
Yeah.
they put it in the wrong place. So yeah,
Yes.
it's just gone up to Bliev.
Bliev is there still, and we put that down as one to watch, highlighting. Oh, great combination. Oops.
Oh,
Oh, crikey.
he's gone
It's
to
just-
pick him up.
Fighting Films team there.
Yeah.
Could have caught him, couldn't they? They were just getting that last little moment, weren't they?
As he came into the camera.
Yeah.
And the
Cross
whole,
grip coming round the back.
I was going to say, it brings up a whole new meaning of coming into shot.
Into shot, definitely. Tomanagi there from Lee.
Mind you, Sardalashvili had a little bit of a tricky start, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He was it the Angolan that gave him a run for his money
Yes, it was.
in round one?
Barroza.
Leonardo Barros.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just go and look to see what happened there in that particular contest.
Lee trying the Sianagi, but a very soft entry there. Now finds himself in a tricky situation in the Niwaza. Lee. All right. So we're now in. That's it. Liev takes the win. He goes into the quarterfinal.
Lee
He'll
goes out.
Yeah, so he'll be in. He'll be up against the Mongolian. So
Okay, we're going to take a short break and we'll be back with the quarterfinals